Hello everybody, it's Julia Ehrman. I'm so excited to bring you this video today because it's going to be a little bit different than the videos that I typically do, which I'm very excited about. I want to walk you through our property. We just moved here about 5 months ago. We moved from Washington all the way to Tennessee, and I want to show you the first things that we did to set up our property as we're kind of like getting ready to do some farming here. So let me show you. Okay, so we bought a piece of property. It's less than 4 acres. And originally when we were first looking at moving to Montana, we really wanted a bigger piece of property, but God had different plans. So we are going to farm and garden as much as we can on this piece of property. The first thing that we did was we got chickens. Okay, so we got 2 different rounds of chickens, 2 different breeds, and we knew that we wanted to get them in April right away so that they'd be laying eggs as soon as possible. So it's been 5 months. Our chickens just started laying eggs. So when we first got here, my husband actually built that coop. That was the very first project that we did on our property. We have a solar door that opens and closes based on a battery that has solar backup. We also purchased this fence, and let me show you. It's an amazing fence. We actually have 2 strands of it. They connect together. It is an electric fence, so it will protect from a lot of the predators around here. And this is the main box, and it does solar and battery backup as well. So it's amazing. The next thing that we did on our property was we wanted to have some fruit trees. We knew that we would want to plant them right away so they could get established and possibly produce fruit next summer or the summer after, just depends. So we actually planted 5 apple trees along the road coming into our house. That was like the next project. Okay, the next thing after that was to establish our garden. Lucky for us, because we don't have a tractor yet, we have an amazing neighbor with a tractor. So he actually came over and tilled up this garden space for us that we just started. So we're actually doing a fall planting here, which this is something that's very different in Tennessee that I'm not used to, because we never used to do fall planting where I lived. But in Tennessee, it's warm enough, and it just really depends on the year, like how early the first frost is. But we have strawberries that will be harvested in the fall. Then we have some lettuces, some Swiss chard. We've got tomatoes and peppers. And then we have bush beans and cucumbers. So far, the bush beans and the cucumbers seem like they're the happiest, but we'll see. Kind of depends on when that first frost comes. Some of the other first things that we did were just maintenance to the house, right? We bought a 40-year-old house. It's amazing. It's a beautiful cabin. But there's always stuff to do. So be prepared to spend a little bit of money on the house, even if it's brand new. There's always going to be things that you need to do. So we had to put ventilation in the bathrooms. We had to fix a moisture problem in the attic. So many just little things like that we did right away. And that's all on top of getting set up, unpacking, all of those. So the next thing that's on our list I'm super excited about, and that is to get all set up for pigs. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to get meat pigs, and we have a perfect spot for them. We have our chickens here, and they're actually mobile, so we move them around. As you can see, they eat the grass, so it really helps keep the weeds down, and we're having them help us clear out a lot of this foliage as well. But the pigs are actually going to go way back there. So we're going to be prepping that space really soon to get pigs in the fall. And then after the pigs are going to come the meat chickens. So in order to do that, we're just looking at building a meat chicken tractor, and getting that all set up. And then we have all this land out here that's flat that we will just tractor them around and move them around every single day. I think my biggest piece of advice is when you jump into a journey like this and you want to homestead, you want to do a few things, right? You want to garden, is to just take one project at a time. We actually got a whiteboard that we now have in the garage, and we just write the projects out. I think this is something that has really helped my husband and I communicate together, because we have one project at a time. We just work on checking those things off, and because it can just seem so overwhelming, especially if you move to a property that doesn't really have a lot of the things established. Like you need to build a barn, different things like that. Now the house that we moved to is very established. The property is very established, but as far as farming goes, it wasn't established. So like we have this really cute little pond and fish, which is great, but it's not gonna produce meat and vegetables for our family. I think definitely knowing those things that you want to do right away and that you need to get in the ground, you need to start right away like we did with our apple trees, but then knowing the things that can wait a little bit. One of the things on our list that we're hoping to do soon is to build a greenhouse. But that's one of those things that we know that can also wait. So just being really gracious with ourselves, knowing that there's a lot of work to do. We only have 2 adults. Both our kids have special needs, so they can't help us with these projects. And typically when we do these projects, one of us is working and one of us watching the kids. So just trying to give ourselves a little bit of grace to establish our property the way that we want. Whether you're looking to move to Tennessee or maybe you already live in Tennessee and you're looking for just more information about topics like these, about what it's like to move here, about establishing a homestead, about small farming, chickens, anything like that, what I want you to do is I want you to follow this YouTube channel, but I also would love to hear from you. So head over to my Instagram account, it's Julia, and send me a message. I would love to hear from you. And if you need any recommendations as you're looking and going through the process of moving to Tennessee, I would love to give you those. So thanks for watching my video today, and I'll see you back here.